Ladies and gentlemen, I greet you not just as individuals, but as carriers of purpose. Each of you was born not to merely exist, but to see something others do not see and bring it into reality. That is called vision. But vision is not a wish, not a dream, not a fantasy. It is a disciplined picture of your future that demands action, clarity, and sacrifice. Today, I want to speak to you about the discipline of vision, because without discipline, vision becomes delusion. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world where sight is celebrated, but vision is rare. Sight is common. Everyone with eyes can see. But vision is a gift that only the disciplined receive. Sight is a function of your eyes, but vision is a function of your spirit. Your sight shows you what is. It shows you the present. Vision, however, reveals what could be. It shows you the future. Vision is not dependent on light. It is not limited by obstacles. Vision does not ask permission from your circumstances. Vision is the inner ability to see what does not yet exist and to believe in what others cannot yet understand. You can lose your sight and still have vision. But if you lose your vision while still having sight, you are truly blind. Because vision gives life purpose, direction, and meaning, and I say to you today, don't trust what your eyes see. Trust what your spirit sees. Your eyes will show you bills, debt, brokenness, rejection, and fear. But vision will show you buildings, books, businesses, families, ministries, systems, and nations being changed through your life. Your eyes may see the facts, but your vision reveals the truth, and the truth is, you were born for more. Many of us were taught to trust in what we see, but that's the quickest way to limit your potential. The moment you rely only on sight, you become a slave to your surroundings. Sight ties you to the physical world. Vision frees you to walk into the invisible world of purpose. That is why the most powerful people in history weren't those who saw what everyone else saw. They were those who saw what no one else could. They had the audacity to dream, the courage to believe, the discipline to hold on to a picture of the future even when their present looked nothing like it. Let me ask you a question. What do you see when your eyes are closed? What image rises up in your heart when no one is around, when the noise is off, and the expectations of others are silent? That image, that dream, that burden, that fire, that is your vision. It's not a fantasy. It's not a random thought. It's a picture of your future, and it's real, more real than the job you hate, more real than the pain you feel, more real than the mistakes you've made. That vision came from your Creator, and it is your responsibility to protect it, feed it, and pursue it with all the discipline you have. You see, vision is not passive. Vision demands discipline. It requires you to deny your current comfort for future reward. It asks you to train your mind to see beyond what others settle for, because vision without discipline is just a fantasy. Many people have sight and they think they're winning, but sight alone doesn't build a future. Sight can only report the present. Vision creates the future. That's why a person of vision walks differently, talks differently, lives differently. They're not moved by trends. They're not obsessed with popularity. They're consumed by something within something they've seen that won't let them sleep, won't let them quit, won't let them settle. Visionaries are often misunderstood because they carry something inside that hasn't been manifested yet. People mock what they don't understand, but the visionary is unmoved by ridicule because their eyes may be open, but their focus is inward. They see something greater. They are walking towards something invisible yet inevitable. And let me tell you, if you have vision, protect it. Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Don't share it with people who only walk by sight. They'll try to talk you out of it. They'll call it unrealistic. They'll label it impossible. But just because they can't see it doesn't mean it isn't real. If your vision came from the depths of your spirit, then it carries the power to come to pass. The question is not if your vision is possible. The question is, are you willing to discipline your life to make it reality? You must train your eyes to see the unseen. You must silence the noise and strengthen your belief, because life will throw distractions. Situations will try to cloud your focus, but visionaries do not quit. They adjust, but they don't abandon. They refocus, but they don't retreat. Their clarity comes from within, and that internal compass keeps them moving forward even in the darkest moments. So I say to you today, do not allow your current condition to blind you from your future. Do not let temporary failure convince you to give up your permanent purpose. Your vision is greater than your eyes can see, and when you truly believe it, you will begin to discipline every area of your life, your time, your relationships, your habits, your energy, around the future you see. Because the moment you discipline your life around your vision is the moment you begin to live for something greater than yourself. And that, my friends, is the beginning of legacy. Let me tell you something that may shake the foundation of how you view your life. You were not born to find purpose. You were born with purpose. It is not something you chase. It is something you discover. And once you discover your purpose, your vision will come alive like fire. Purpose is the reason for your existence. It is the seed of your destiny, and vision is the fruit that grows from that seed. You can never truly see where you are going if you do not first know why you were born. So many people are wandering through life, jumping from one opportunity to another, following trends, trying to impress, trying to survive, not because they lack ambition, but because they lack purpose. Without purpose, you may be busy but never effective. You may be active but never productive. You may be surrounded by success but still feel empty. That's the danger of living by sight instead of vision. Sight can deceive you. You can look successful but still be lost. You can look prosperous but still be purposeless. Purpose is the original intention for your life. You were not a mistake. You were not an afterthought. You were sent here to solve a problem, to fill a void, to answer a question in the earth. And vision is the picture of that purpose fulfilled. Until you discover the problem you were born to solve, you will never know where you're supposed to go. Purpose gives birth to vision, and vision without purpose is like running a race with no finish line. It's exhausting, it's confusing, and it leads nowhere. So the most important question you can ask yourself is not, what do I want to do with my life? The real question is, why was I given life in the first place? What is it that burns in your spirit? What makes you angry? In a righteous way? What makes you come alive? What could you talk about for hours and never grow tired? That's your purpose talking. It's not random, it's not foolish. It's divine. And when you pay attention to that inner voice, vision begins to emerge. Clear, strong, specific, compelling, you see. People who know their purpose never wake up confused. They wake up intentional. They may not have all the answers, but they know what direction to walk in. That's the power of vision. It gives you direction. It gives you alignment. It tells you what to say yes to, and more importantly, what to say no to. When your vision is born from purpose, you stop wasting time, you stop following crowds, you stop comparing your life to others, because your path is not theirs, and theirs is not yours. Purpose doesn't compete. Purpose completes, and vision that flows from purpose doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you responsible. You begin to see your life as an assignment, not a game. You begin to see your gifts as tools, not trophies. You begin to see your time as an investment, not something to kill. Vision born from purpose creates discipline, not pressure. It becomes the anchor that holds you when life gets rough. It becomes the compass that guides you when others are lost. This is why it's dangerous to pursue vision without knowing your purpose. You'll climb ladders leaning against the wrong wall. You'll build things that look good but have no eternal value. You'll impress others but depress yourself. Because vision not rooted in purpose will always run dry. You'll burn out trying to live a life that was never yours. That's why it's so important to disconnect from noise, from pressure, from shallow goals, and go deep into your spirit. Ask yourself not what's popular, but what's eternal. And let me tell you something else. Purpose is not a career. It's not a job title. It's not your social media bio. Purpose is who you are at your core. It's the reason you survived when others didn't. It's the reason you're still breathing when others gave up. Your life is not an accident, That tragedy you went through, that rejection, that pain, it wasn't to destroy you. It was shaping your purpose. It was training you to see, and from that purpose vision rises, clear, unshakable, true. So stop asking the world who you are. The world didn't make you. You weren't manufactured. You were designed, and only the one who designed you can define you. Go back to your source. Go back to your beginning. You'll find that your purpose was always waiting for you to pay attention. And once you do, once you embrace it, your vision will explode. You'll begin to see not just what is, but what could be. Not just what's wrong, but how to fix it. Not just your life, but the lives you're called to impact. Because when purpose gives birth to vision, you don't just see the future, you create it. You don't just dream about change, you become the change. You stop living for applause and start living for legacy. You stop chasing popularity and start chasing destiny. You wake up not asking for the day to entertain you, but asking how you can make the day matter. That's the kind of vision that transforms nations, heals families, builds empires, and leaves footprints in eternity. So I say to you, don't chase vision blindly. First, find your purpose. Discover your why. From that place, vision will not just be a dream. It will become your responsibility. Vision alone is not enough. Seeing the future is only the beginning. The true test of a visionary is not whether you can dream. It's whether you can plan. A vision without structure is like a house without foundation. It may look good for a moment, but it won't last. And many people have powerful visions but live frustrated lives. Not because the vision was wrong, but because they never developed the discipline to plan, to build, to organize their life around that vision. Vision demands more than inspiration. It demands execution. And execution only comes when structure is put in place. It's easy to talk about dreams. It's easy to get excited in a moment of clarity. But it's what you do after the excitement fades that determines whether that vision will live or die. You can't live from vision alone. You need a strategy. You need a step-by-step system to bring the invisible into the visible. You need a schedule. You need goals. You need timelines. You need accountability. Great visionaries are not just dreamers. They are architects. They don't just see the future. They build it brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day. Planning is a form of faith. It says, I believe so much in what I see that I will prepare for it now. When you plan for the future, you honor the vision you've received. You stop wasting time. You stop living randomly. You stop responding emotionally. You start living intentionally. Every minute begins to count. Every habit becomes sacred. Every relationship becomes strategic. When you plan, you are saying to the world, I will not live by chance. I will live by choice. One of the greatest tragedies in life is when someone receives a vision, but never builds the discipline to manage it. They get the revelation, but they don't get organized. They see the potential, but they don't count the cost. Vision without planning is like planting a seed and never watering it. You can't expect harvest without process. That's why some people look around 5-10 years later and feel stuck. They had a powerful beginning but no roadmap. And when you live without structure, even your gift will betray you. Structure doesn't restrict vision, it releases it. Just like a train is most powerful on tracks, your vision gains momentum when it's guided by systems. Your daily routine matters, your environment matters, your habits matter. A visionary without a plan will always be at the mercy of someone who has one. That's why you must stop waiting for things to fall into place. You have to put them into place, piece by piece, with focus, with clarity, with conviction. That's what vision requires. It's not glamorous to plan. It's not popular to schedule your life around your goals, but it's necessary. While others are chasing shortcuts, visionaries are laying foundations. While others are waiting for motivation, visionaries are mastering discipline. Planning is where dreams become instructions. It's where emotion turns into direction. If your vision is real, it should be written. It should be measurable. It should be tracked. A vision you can't explain is a vision you can't manifest. Don't just say, I want to start a business or write the model, the mission, the target market, the budget. Don't just say, I want to inspire people. Identify how, when, and through what platforms. Don't just say, I want to make a difference. Define exactly where, for whom, and with what tools. Vague dreams produce vague lives. Clarity creates momentum, and clarity comes when vision meets structure. Look around at the most successful movements, organizations, or individuals. Behind the passion, behind the charisma, behind the inspiration, you'll find strategy. You'll find order. You'll find long nights of planning, refining, revising, and scheduling. This is the unseen labor behind every visible success. And if you're not willing to build in private, don't expect to shine in public. Vision demands that you think ahead, that you anticipate obstacles, that you prepare for growth. You can't just hope things work out. Hope is a good motivator, but it's a poor strategy. The visionary must become a planner. You must be willing to sit down with your dreams and give them legs. You must translate your heart into habits. You must let your vision dictate your calendar. Every minute of your day is either serving your future or stealing from it. Planning is not just about charts or notebooks. It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It says, I believe the future is mine and I will not leave it to chance. It demands that you be proactive, not reactive. That you be intentional, not emotional. That you be focused, not scattered. That you choose growth over comfort. And when you consistently align your actions with your vision, progress becomes inevitable. So today I ask you, not what do you see, but what are you building? What systems have you created to support your vision? What schedule are you following to bring it to life? What boundaries have you set to protect your time, your focus, your energy? Because vision without structure is a recipe for regret, but vision with planning, that's unstoppable. Every vision comes with a price. The clearer your vision becomes, the more it will cost you. The greater your purpose, the deeper your sacrifice. Vision will not just challenge what you do, it will demand who you become. And if you are not willing to let go of certain things, you will never be able to hold on to the future you were created to walk in. Sacrifice is not a punishment. It is the price of purpose. It is the cost of carrying something greater than yourself. Vision and convenience do not walk together. The day you commit to your vision is the day you declare war against comfort. You cannot build something eternal while living like everything is temporary. Vision pulls you out of your emotions and forces you into decisions. It pushes you to choose discipline over distraction, purpose over popularity, impact over applause. You cannot live like everyone else and expect to become what no one else has. The demand on your vision will be equal to the difference you are meant to make. Sacrifice is not a moment, it's a lifestyle. When you carry vision, you learn to say no, not because something is bad, but because it's not aligned. You lose the luxury of random living. You wake up earlier, you stay up later. You pass on things that everyone else runs to. You walk away from relationships that don't push you toward your purpose. Not because you're arrogant, but because you are focused. Because you've seen something that is worth the pain, the pressure, the loneliness, and even the misunderstanding. You will be misunderstood. That's part of the sacrifice. People will question your choices, mock your focus, and criticize your silence. But that's what happens when your life is no longer driven by trends or applause. When you start making decisions based on destiny and not distraction, you stop fitting into the boxes people created for you. You stop living by emotional obligation and start living by divine conviction. And that shift will cost you comfort, but it will give you clarity. There is no greatness without giving something up. Every visionary had to lay something down, a habit, a circle, a lifestyle, a version of themselves. Vision will cost you the version of you that was satisfied with less. It will cost you the part of you that was okay with mediocrity. The real you, the future you, the one assigned to change lives. That version can't coexist with the undisciplined you. Sacrifice is the process that transforms you from who you were into who you are becoming. People often admire visionaries, but they rarely see what they gave up to become that. The isolation, the long nights, the personal battles, the private tears, the hours of preparation when no one was watching. That is what builds greatness. Sacrifice is the hidden ingredient behind every platform. The stage may shine, but the price was paid in silence. If you want the results, you must also want the process. And the process will ask you again and again, how bad do you want it? The truth is, your vision will compete with your comfort. It will ask you to break free from everything familiar and step into the unknown. And that's where most people stop, because it's safer to dream than to do. It's easier to talk than to commit, but vision doesn't live in easy. It lives in obedience, and obedience always requires surrender. You will never walk in the fullness of your future while holding tightly to your past. At some point, you must make the trade. Sacrifice is the down payment for destiny. What you are willing to give up determines what you are ready to grow into. Are you willing to fast when others are feasting? Are you willing to study while others sleep? Are you willing to serve when no one claps, to build when no one sees, to speak when no one listens? If you can't sacrifice for your vision, it's not really vision, it's a wish. A true vision will inconvenience you, it will stretch you, it will hurt you, but it will also elevate you. When the pain of discipline becomes your new normal, you know you are close to breakthrough. Every sacrifice has a return, every seed has a harvest, but you can't reap what you're too scared to sow. You must plant your time, your energy, your habits, your comfort into the soil of your purpose. And with time, that sacrifice will grow into something that changes not only your life, but the lives of everyone connected to your destiny. The ones who change the world are not always the most talented. They are not the loudest or the most followed. They are the ones who are willing to pay the price. They are the ones who said yes when others said no. They are the ones who kept going when others quit. They are the ones who gave up good so they could embrace great. They are the ones who turned sacrifice into lifestyle and lifestyle into legacy. So ask yourself today, what am I willing to give up? What habits must die for my vision to live? What distractions must be removed so that clarity can come, because your future is not waiting for your talent. It's waiting for your sacrifice. Vision is magnetic. When you truly carry a clear, disciplined vision, you don't have to chase people, beg for help, or force your way into places. Vision will draw the right people, the right doors, the right provision. Why? Because real vision produces movement, and wherever there is movement, resources will find you. People are attracted to direction. When they see that you know where you're going, they're willing to go with you. Clarity is attractive. Commitment is contagious. Vision, when it is genuine and consistent, becomes a gravitational force. The problem for many people is not that they lack support. It's that they lack clarity. No one follows a person who doesn't know where they're going. Unfocused vision repels provision. People don't invest in confusion. They don't give time, energy, or money to someone who hasn't taken the time to articulate where they're heading. You can't expect others to believe in something you haven't defined. The clearer your vision, the louder your life speaks, even without words. When your vision is born from purpose and shaped by discipline, it begins to shine through your behavior. You start to walk differently, you speak with conviction, your decisions become intentional, and people notice. People watch how you live more than they listen to what you say. When they see consistency, integrity, and progress, they begin to connect with your assignment. Some will come to support you, some will come to learn from you. Some will come to protect what you are building, but none of it happens without clarity and discipline. Vision is the language of destiny. It speaks to the right hearts and awakens something in them. The right people won't be drawn to your comfort, they'll be drawn to your conviction. When you carry a vision that is alive, it stirs others to move. Some will find their place just by walking beside you. Vision multiplies impact because it empowers others to see themselves inside something greater. It's not just about you. It's about the people your vision was designed to lift. And it's not just people that are drawn to vision. Resources are too. Opportunities, funding, tools, networks, they all begin to gather around the disciplined visionary, but you must be ready for them, you must have systems in place, you must be prepared to steward what comes. Because provision without preparation leads to waste. If you're not ready to manage the blessings you're praying for, they can become a burden. That's why discipline matters. It qualifies you to receive what vision attracts. There are people right now watching you from a distance, observing how you move, watching how you handle pressure, listening to what you're saying when no one seems to notice. They're waiting for a sign that you're serious, that your vision isn't just hype but substance, and the moment they see consistency, they'll be ready to invest. Sometimes the delay in support is not a rejection. It's a test of your discipline, because no one should fight for your vision more than you do. If you won't show up with passion, why should they show up with provision? Vision not only attracts, it aligns. It filters out what doesn't belong. When you are walking in vision, you stop chasing everything. You stop saying yes to every opportunity, every deal, every connection, because vision gives you criteria. It helps you discern what is a distraction and what is a destiny move. And when you begin to say no to what doesn't align, you make room for what does. That's when the right people start to show up. That's when the right doors begin to open. You don't need 1,000 hands. You need the right ones. You also need to understand that not everyone will understand your vision. And that's okay. Vision is not a democracy. It's an assignment. You don't need permission to be who you were born to be. You just need clarity and commitment. And when those two things are in place, what you need will come. It may not come immediately. It may not come from the source you expected. But it will come. Because the universe, heaven, and even history respond to people who walk in vision. Sometimes the reason you haven't seen certain resources or partners appear is because the vision is still trapped in your head. You must write it. You must speak it. You must organize it. You must live like it's already real. Don't wait for provision before you start. Start and watch provision find you. Build the outline, design the model, define the mission, move first, and the answers will come. Vision is revealed through motion. Resources flow to those who are already building. Your vision is not too big, it's not too wild, it's not too ambitious. It's waiting for your full surrender, your discipline, your consistency, and once that's in place, everything you need is already assigned to find you. You were never meant to walk this vision alone, but no one can walk with you until you take the first step. That's what separates the visionary from the dreamer. One is waiting, the other is building. And only the builder receives what they need. So don't chase people. Don't beg for help. Become so clear, so disciplined, so focused in your vision that the people and resources assigned to you can't help but find their way into your life. Because when vision becomes your lifestyle, alignment becomes your reward. In a world full of distractions, noise, and chaos, the most dangerous person is the one who is focused. And the most powerful thing you can possess is vision. Because vision gives your life direction when everything around you tries to pull you off course. When you have true vision, it becomes your internal compass. It holds you steady when the storm rages, when opinions come, when failure tries to discourage you. Vision is not just a dream, it is a discipline, and one of its greatest disciplines is focus. Focus is not automatic. It must be trained. Life will give you 1,000 reasons to turn your head, shift your plans, and dilute your energy. But vision tells you what matters and what doesn't. It gives you the power to ignore what is urgent, so you can commit to what is important. Without vision, you become reactive, responding to everything, solving problems that don't belong to you, fighting battles that were never yours. But when vision is clear, focus becomes possible. You learn to say, that's not part of my mission. Chaos will always exist. There will always be noise, bad news, trends, pressure, expectations. There will always be people demanding your time, problems begging for your attention, and situations trying to shift your mood. But vision trains you to respond with purpose, not emotion. It teaches you to remain centered, even when the world around you is shaking. It gives you an anchor in the middle of uncertainty. You stop reacting to everything because you've already decided what's worth your energy. You can tell how strong someone's vision is by how easily they are distracted. If you are constantly switching goals, changing directions, needing applause to stay motivated, your vision is still weak. A strong vision doesn't need attention to stay alive. It burns quietly but relentlessly. It doesn't beg to be seen. It demands to be honored. And when you have that kind of vision, you no longer need everything to go your way in order to stay committed. You just need to remember why you started. Focus requires boundaries. It requires saying no, not just to bad things, but to good things that aren't aligned. One of the greatest tests of focus is turning down opportunities that don't serve your vision. Not everything that glitters is gold. Some doors are distractions in disguise. You must be bold enough to walk away from anything that doesn't lead you closer to your assignment. Because every time you say yes to something unaligned, you say no to something that actually matters. There are seasons when chaos will come like a flood. Everything will seem urgent. Everything will seem important. People will misunderstand your silence. They will question your absence. They may even label you distant or arrogant. But don't let that move you. If you know what you're building, stay in the process. If you know what you carry, protect it. If you know what you were born to do, don't waste time explaining it to people who only live by sight. Focused vision produces strategy, and strategy demands that you preserve your mental energy. Every distraction you entertain weakens your momentum. Every unnecessary conversation drains your clarity. Every toxic relationship you keep in your circle pollutes your creativity. Chaos doesn't always come from external attacks. It often comes from a lack of internal discipline. You cannot pray for peace and then invite confusion to sit at your table. Vision helps you protect your environment. Some people confuse movement with progress. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're productive. Just because your calendar is full doesn't mean you're focused. Vision teaches you how to prioritize. It trains you to measure success not by applause or activity, but by alignment. Did today move me closer to the future I see? Did my decisions reflect the person I am becoming? That is the standard of a visionary, not popularity, not validation, but progress in purpose. Vision gives you the strength to stay steady when others are running in every direction. It gives you peace when others are panicking. It gives you power to stay quiet when noise is everywhere. This is not weakness. It's discipline. It's the discipline to ignore the temporary in order to build something eternal. While others chase attention, the visionary builds legacy. While others seek relevance, the visionary seeks results. And make no mistake, your vision will be tested by chaos. There will be moments when everything seems uncertain, when doors close, when support disappears, when plans fall apart, but those are the moments that reveal your level of focus. Will you remain committed when it's no longer convenient? Will you stay faithful when the fire comes? Will you keep showing up, even when no one claps? Because if your vision only works when conditions are perfect, it's not vision, it's fantasy. True vision shines brightest in the dark. It leads when nothing else makes sense. It disciplines your eyes, your ears, your heart. It teaches you how to shut out noise, how to resist pressure, how to remain focused in a world that's addicted to chaos. Vision gives your life order, and with that order comes power. Power to say no, power to stay calm, power to keep building even when it feels like everything is falling apart. You don't have to fix every problem. You don't have to attend every event. You don't have to answer every call. When you have vision, your life is not available to everyone and everything. You're not being rude. You're being focused. You are not distracted. You are disciplined, and when you remain focused in chaos, that's when your vision begins to manifest, not by accident, not by luck, but by relentless, undistracted purpose. Vision is not magic. It does not respond to emotions, to moods, or to hype. Vision is like a seed. You don't plant it today and eat from it tomorrow. You must water it, protect it, cultivate it, and wait for it to grow. That waiting period is not dead time. It is proving time. Vision doesn't just require sight and strategy, it requires patience, it requires endurance. You must have the kind of inner strength that says, even when I don't see it, I still believe it. Even when nothing moves around me, I'm still moving within. because real vision doesn't die in silence. It matures in it. The world we live in glorifies speed, fast results, instant platforms, overnight success. But true vision doesn't follow the pace of the world. It follows the rhythm of purpose. Purpose has its own time. It doesn't skip process just because you're passionate. It doesn't hand out results because you're tired. Vision is a long game, and you will never see its fullness if you're addicted to short-term gratification. What is quick often isn't deep, and what's deep never happens quick. You must learn to trust the season of slow growth. There will be times when you feel like nothing is happening. You'll put in the work, you'll sow the seeds, and yet all around you seems quiet. But don't confuse silence with failure. Don't misread the process. Vision requires gestation. It takes root underground before it ever rises in public. What you see as delay is often development. What feels like rejection is often redirection. If you walk away too early, you'll never know what was about to break through. Patience gives your vision time to become what it was designed to be. Endurance is the ability to stay consistent even when progress is invisible. Anybody can be faithful when things are moving. Anybody can clap when the results come. But what do you do when it's been 5 years and the vision still hasn't manifested? What do you do when the doors stay closed, the resources stay scarce, and the support feels non-existent? That's when endurance is tested. That's when the vision either breaks you or builds you, because endurance doesn't live in your feelings. It lives in your decision to keep going. You can't build a legacy with a microwave mindset. You can't build something that will outlive you if you keep quitting when it gets uncomfortable. The people who change the world are not always the most gifted, but they are often the most consistent. They show up even when no one is watching. They keep writing, building, speaking, serving, growing, long after others have stopped. They understand that faithfulness over time creates fruit that lasts. Visionaries don't sprint, they endure. The waiting season is sacred. It's where your character is formed. It's where your motives are purified. It's where you learn to trust the process more than the applause. In the delay, you begin to understand that the vision is not about making you look good. It's about making you ready, ready to handle pressure, ready to manage influence, ready to sustain the weight of what's coming. Vision doesn't just want to take you somewhere. It wants to grow you into someone who can stay there once you arrive. Some people ask, why is it taking so long? But the truth is, sometimes the longer it takes, the stronger the foundation. There are things you prayed for that could have crushed you if they arrived too soon. Vision is not just about the result, it's about readiness, and that readiness comes through process. That process takes time. And time takes trust, so don't curse the wait. Don't resent the slow seasons. Use them. In the silence, sharpen your skill. In the delays, refine your vision. In the loneliness, strengthen your inner life. Every season has a purpose, even the ones you wish would pass. Patience also teaches you how to enjoy the journey. Vision is not just about arrival, it's about alignment. The days you spend growing, serving, stretching, falling, and rising again, those are not wasted days. Those are the days that prepare you for what's ahead. Don't live so obsessed with the destination that you miss the lessons of the road. Every season builds something in you, and every delay may be adding depth to what you're building. Never confuse slowness with smallness. The slowest growing trees often produce the longest lasting fruit. Endurance is also about emotional maturity. You must learn to encourage yourself. There will be times when no one understands what you're carrying. When even those closest to you cannot see the weight of your vision. That's when you must stand alone. Not because you want to, but because you believe in something that hasn't yet been seen. And those who see what others don't must also be willing to endure what others won't. Loneliness, delay, pressure, fatigue, these are not signs to quit. They are signs you're building something real. Don't rush the vision. Don't abandon it because the timeline didn't match your expectations. Some of the greatest things ever built looked like nothing for a long time. Some of the most powerful visions were ignored before they were embraced. You don't need recognition. You need resilience. You don't need applause. You need endurance. You don't need hype. You need patience, because the one who endures will see the vision speak. A true vision never dies with the visionary. If what you are building ends with you, it was not vision, it was ambition. Real vision outlives the person who carries it. It leaves a mark that time cannot erase. It speaks long after your voice is gone. Vision is the seed of legacy, and legacy is what makes your life matter beyond the years you walk this earth. If you are only living for applause today, you are not living with vision. Vision always reaches for the future. It sees beyond your name, your comfort, your success. It plants what the next generation will harvest. You were not sent here just to exist. You were sent to establish something. Something that shifts families, shapes culture, empowers people, and builds what will remain. Your life is not just about what you accumulate. It's about what you release. It's not about what you earn, it's about what you build. The measure of your life is not in the titles you hold, but in the impact you leave. Vision forces you to think generationally. It forces you to ask the deeper questions. What will remain after I'm gone? Who will carry what I've started? How will I be remembered? Legacy is not about being famous. It's about being faithful. It's about fulfilling the assignment you were sent to earth to complete. It's about making sure that what you lived for doesn't die in silence. Vision turns your life into a bridge that others can walk across. It becomes the roadmap for those who come after you. You were never meant to live in isolation. You were meant to be a link in a chain, connected to those before you and responsible for those ahead of you. Vision holds that chain together. The greatest thing you can do with your vision is to multiply it. Pass it down, plant it deep in others. Train, teach, build, write, speak, share. Don't hoard what was given to you to serve others. If you are the only one who knows your vision, it ends when you do. But if you document it, if you model it, if you pour it into people, then your vision becomes a living thing, a movement, a mindset, a mission that continues across time. The legacy of a visionary is not in their words, it's in their works. Not in how loudly they spoke, but in how clearly they lived. When people look at your life, do they see direction? Do they see purpose? Do they see something bigger than you? That is what makes vision powerful. It makes you accountable not just for what you do, but for what you leave. And what you leave is determined by how you live today. Many people want legacy, but they avoid responsibility. You cannot leave what you didn't build. You cannot expect fruit if you never planted seeds. Vision is not just about dreaming. It's about laying foundations, one choice at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time. Legacy is built in the invisible. In the years no one sees, in the hours no one claps for, in the seasons of silence and sacrifice. It is not glamorous, but it is glorious. Vision forces you to live intentionally. You don't waste words. You don't waste energy. You don't waste influence. Everything matters. You become a steward of moments because you know that someone is watching, someone is following, someone will build on what you started. And they will either inherit something strong, or they will have to start from scratch because you didn't finish what you were called to complete. You are not too young to think about legacy. You are not too old to start living with vision. Every day you have breath, you have the power to shape tomorrow. Vision gives your years value. It gives your decisions context. It transforms your life from a cycle of survival into a life of significance. When you start living for legacy, you stop trying to impress people and start trying to empower them. Legacy is not just about what you do, it's about who you raise up. It's about who you mentor, who you inspire, who you train, who you prepare. Your greatest work may not be what you build, it may be who you build. If your vision is only big enough for you, it is too small. Vision expands, it includes, it empowers, it multiplies, and in the hands of others, it takes on new life, new form, and new strength. You don't have to be remembered by millions to leave a legacy. You just have to be faithful with what you were given. You just have to pour your whole self into your assignment. And if you do it well, the right people will remember. Your children, your community, your students, your mentees, your spiritual sons and daughters. The world you touched will never be the same, and when your time comes to rest, your vision will still be speaking. In books you wrote, in lives you changed, in businesses you built, in systems you started, in the love you gave, in the sacrifices you made. That's the power of vision. It makes your life echo in eternity. You have not been given life to simply breathe in air and pass through time unnoticed. You were sent to earth with a vision, an assignment that only you can fulfill, and that vision is not a suggestion. It is a demand. A demand for clarity, for discipline, for sacrifice, for endurance, for planning, for patience, for focus, and above all, for legacy. Vision is not something you visit when life feels good. It is something you carry when life feels impossible. It is the fire that keeps you burning in the dark. It is the map that leads you through chaos. It is the voice that whispers, keep going, even when the road disappears beneath your feet. You must understand that the world does not change by people who see with their eyes. It changes by people who see with their spirit, people who look beyond what is, and dare to believe what could be, people who are not swayed by public opinion, not distracted by noise, not deterred by delay. People who plant when others are playing, who build when others are breaking, who stay steady when others run away. The future does not belong to the talented, it belongs to the focused. It belongs to those who know why they're here and refuse to leave this world until they've emptied themselves of every gift, every word, every seed of potential they were given. You are one of them, you are not random. You are not average, you are not too late or too small or too broken. You are chosen, you are necessary, you are called to leave a mark that will outlive your name. So rise with vision, speak with vision. Build with vision, lead with vision, and if you must walk alone for a while, walk anyway. If you must wait in silence, wait anyway. If you must sacrifice what others cling to sacrifice anyway, because the vision inside of you is not just about you. It is for the people attached to your obedience. It is for the generations tied to your discipline. It is for the legacy that will speak long after you are gone. Don't live another day wandering. Don't waste another moment wishing. Make the decision, embrace the vision, and live like your life is the answer to a problem the world cannot fix without you, because it is.